Now, does the idea of leaving behind your partner tucked up in bed with the kids, heading off for a day's work, fill you with jealousy?
Yes.
Well, the number of men working at home whilst their female partners head into work has risen. So would you want a work-from-home husband, Stacey Solomon?
Yeah. Me and Joe have got a weird job where sometimes he's at home with the kids and I'm working, and sometimes I'm at home with the kids and he's working.
Aww. But do you get, when you're going off to film for the day somewhere, do you get a little bit jealous?
Oh, Jane, I say this to you all the time, don't I? Every time I have to leave really early and all the kids are in bed with Joe and they're all having a little, cuddle and a snuggle, I'm like, oh, I don't want to go. Or if I'm working away, sometimes I film for a week at a time. So Joe will FaceTime me and he's got all the kids and they're all running around and he's making them dinner. And I'm so grateful that he loves being a dad at home and can do that while I'm off doing long filming schedules. But I always have to say to him on the phone, I'm going to go now, babe, because I feel so jealous of you right now. I just can't.
What happens if you're both working?
Then Dave, my dad, then we're like, Grandad, where are you? We need help. Yeah, we try really hard to one of us be at home, but we're in a privileged position where we can, our jobs are really random, so it means we can be a bit more flexible. So we can sort of schedule it around that. But it's weird because sometimes when people say stay-at-home dad, they make it sound like it's a bad thing, the same way they used to be derogatory about stay-at-home mums.
Yeah.
It's a full-time job, caring after children, so...
Well, it is, absolutely.
Yeah, but sometimes at the moment, I think we're talking stay-at-home husband as well, which doesn't necessarily mean that they've got... So if Lincoln's at home, he hasn't got any...
No, but what we're talking about here, so stay-at-home dad to me is somebody that is... you know, in the traditional role of what
looking after the kids.
While the other person does all the earning. But what we're talking about here is working from home husbands. So they're still working, they've still got a job, but they're kind of being able to do it at home and be there a bit more.
I think what happens with and again, this is a gender thing, and it is probably a stereotype, but I think that when women work from home, there is still a level of domesticity that gets done. I think that when, including Lincoln, works from home, if the vacuum has come out, it is accidentally left in the hall, so you see that the vacuum is there. If the dishwasher has been loaded, you are pointed to that the moment you walk into the door.
Look what I've done for you.
Look what I've done for you.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, if Lincoln and I, because again, we have flexible jobs. Lincoln's an artist, I'm an actress, presenter, whatever, and we don't have young kids at home. But if we are both at home at the same time, we know it would be terrible if that was our lives, because we both intend to get on and do things, but then one of us will discover a new true crime that's come on the television. And then we just go downstairs with our sloth blankets, as we call them, and pull them on and do absolutely nothing. The one downside that there is a downside to the working from home thing, which I think happened with COVID, is that it is no coincidence that the country is grinding to a halt. You know, nothing is getting done. The service industry, and I mean, I have a rant about everything all of the time, but nothing is running properly. Every excuse is we haven't got the staff. We haven't got the... Where are the staff?
I mean, there are...
Why have they disappeared?
They've disappeared because they're working from home.
Yeah, but where are they, Stace? Where have they gone?
I think that in a lot of industries in this country, we do not pay our staff properly. We do not look after our staff. We don't insure our staff. So people are not coming out of school and saying, I can't wait to be a nurse. Because what? So they've got all the responsibility, zero wages. Yeah. They're saying, actually, I think I'd rather... I think working from home is brilliant. And I actually think COVID gave industries the chance to see that people can do an adequate, if not better job at home, on less hours, be flexible around their children and adapt their lives accordingly.
I agree with what you're saying, but where the problem comes in is where there are jobs where people need to be in a certain place. So they're driving a train, or, as you just mentioned there, that they're a nurse. But then, yeah, you're absolutely right. Pay them better, and then it becomes a job that, you know, you feel rewarded.
I don't believe that working from home has made people lazy. I actually think a lot of people, if they're able to work from home, get more done at home in the right amount of hours and then can do other things as well. Otherwise,
you see, you've reckoned that COVID has benefited things. I think COVID has ruined a lot of things. I think so many businesses closed and have never recovered.
OK. You agree with both of them?
Yeah, because I thought that the pandemic had a lot to do with how everybody looks at how they work now.
Yeah.
But I also agree that we do need... Well, and I agree that we need to pay people
Nothing's
properly,
working.
I think nothing's working because our government is not doing a good job. And I mean, I'm not saying that I could do any better.
I think
that's why I don't want to be a
different
politician.
work ethic nowadays, and everyone thinks I have a go at young people. I love young people. I champion young people all the time. But I do think there has been a shift in work ethic.
Yeah, I think that maybe that's a good thing.
But I think we work so hard, and there's so many people out there doing 0 hours.
But we should work hard, Stacey.
Yeah, but should we? To what end, Denise? Because if you're a nurse working 6 in the morning till 6 p.m. at night, and you can barely cover your childcare costs, right?
I agree with the nurses completely.
But lots of jobs are like that. Lots of jobs are like that, where you're just working, and then you get to 60, you can't even take your pension because they've made it 70, and then what have you got from your life? These people have spent all their lives grafting, and
but the message
I
here,
think with the NHS, it's a.
I think there's a lot of jobs, though.
But the message
and do you know what I
here
think
is
kids are seeing? They're seeing their parents and their grandparents not be able to afford care homes, not be able to afford anything later on in life, and they're thinking, sod that, I might as well enjoy myself now.
Absolutely. But I think the message here... The message here for any government is to make it worth their while to go into the workplace and do those hours, because we do need people to do those jobs. And then the other people that work from home, it could be it's a much more a job where you can actually do it from home.
Promising to send everyone in for national service.
Well, I know.
Why don't you promise to look after people in our industries that are really struggling? And I think there used to be a time when my mum was growing up, and when my sister even, this is not even that long ago, she couldn't wait to be a nurse.
Yeah.
The thought of helping other people, but the way you get treated in those environments and the lack of pay, the lack of empathy, the amount of responsibility that lies on you as well. It's like, why? I wouldn't wish that on my children for their job. And they've got to encourage the parents, the grandparents and the next generation to want to go into these industries. And I don't think that they do. And that's the biggest problem. It's not because people are working from home and they're like, oh, well, I can't be bothered to go and get a 9 to 5. People would do it if the reward was there and if it was
you've got to feel that when you're
while.
putting in that effort, your life is improving.
Yeah.
Because of that effort,